with outsourcing transportation. One is that they may come in with lower salaries, but then you also have additional fringe benefits you have to pay them, because you not only have to pay the retirement system, state retirement system, you also have to pay them Social Security on top of that, because they're private employees, but doing a public school job, so you end up paying both of those. The other thing is, I think most of the companies that do this require you to turn your fleet over to them. So then 3 years from now, you don't have any buses, and if you want to start from a program again, you got to turn around and buy all new buses.
I think there used to be the other thing that I've noticed just from watching what happened in Cincinnati public schools is they had half a dozen local vendors, and then the big boys came in, big national boys came in, undercut the locals, put them out of business, and then the big boys were the only ones in town and started to dictate Cincinnati public schools. What was going to happen? Hey, my other question is, I noticed if you look at the fuel costs, you had the one big year with a huge increase in fuel costs. Is anybody ever looked at it? Is anybody aware of any type of, certain other areas of transportation in the country get subsidies to protect them on these huge fuel increases? Has anything ever been considered?
Buses are not included, only farms. Farms are only included in subsidies. No, that was all checked out. When gas prices went over $4 a gallon, all of us were out there begging for anything. The most we get is reimbursed on our state gas, but most of our companies go ahead and apply that.
Schools pay all the taxes on the gas?
Well, it's built into the price, and then the company you contract with either usually gives you the rebate up front and applies for the reimbursement for, or you charge and then they apply for the reimbursement and you get the reimbursement. But you get the money back.
There is at the end of each year we do gather all of our fuel invoices and we send them in to department tax. We can get refunded for the sales tax we pay on there. It amounts to about 120,000 gallons of fuel. Amounts to about $7,000 a year. So we do get that back. In terms of going back to what Mr. Watson said, on a lot of the transportation outsourcing pieces, one of the ways that they make it look good up front is that, again, they'll buy your fleet. So up front it might be, if they buy 45 buses from us for $1 million, then we're going to see big savings up front. But then you basically end up paying for those over on the back end over a period of time. And then in 3 or 5 years, you get to the point where you want to go back on your own. Now you've got to come up with 50 buses to start transporting. So a lot of times that's where they do make it. They can make it look really good up front because they are buying your buses essentially over the period of the leasing period. And at the end of the day, then that's coming back to bite you if you don't have to wait 5 years. You don't have much flexibility as you had to begin with.
Any other questions?
Sean, I've got a quick question. In general, would you say, if you would stratify the groups of students that could come in here into two groups, one, if we were to get a student back from open enrollment that went to another district, or someone that had been attending private school and came here, that's one group of student. And another group of student would be the son or daughters of parents that are considering purchasing a house within the district. They come in and then all of a sudden they're enrolled in the school. Is it fair to say that no matter what type of student it is, either A or B, it is financially to our betterment for each one that we take in at this stage of the game? If enrollment's between 3,500 and 4,500, every student that we get in, no matter where they came from, is to our betterment financially. Is that a fair statement?
It's to our betterment if they are coming away from an open enrollment or community school environment. If they're coming from a private school environment, then private schools don't get any state foundation aid, so we don't lose any state foundation aid to those schools. So if they're coming from a parochial school back to us, then we're not coming out ahead on that one. So if they're coming from an open enrollment situation at, say, Blanchester back to us, then we are gaining on that one. Or if they're coming from a community school or virtual school back to us, then we're gaining on that one.
And so what if you have a brand new student though? They move into the district. Is that to our betterment currently, or it's about break even, or it's to our detriment?
Right now, it's not to our betterment because we're on the guarantee. So we're on the guarantee to the tune of $3.9 million right now. So if we were on the funding formula like we were 2 years ago, then we would get new money for every kid that came in the district. However, right now, since we're on that guarantee, we can have 200 new kids enroll if we're on the formula, that would be the case, but we're not. So right now, even those kids, if they're building houses or if they're buying houses and moving in, they're not getting any additional help from those kids.
Yeah, the kids coming in from new construction, the analysis on it is kind of interesting, is when you take a look at it, and I'm going to just make up a figure of $4,000 in property taxes in the school district property, 60% of that. So $2,400 property taxes comes to school, and we're paying $80-some hundred a year, 75,
Well,
90.
on 22 mills,
No, I mean, what do you pay, what's your cost per pupil?
this past year, 7,600.
7,600, they're getting 2,400 in property taxes. Now, there's also state money on top of that, but it doesn't make up that difference. So you need the two houses down the street don't have any kids at all to make up that difference.
I think, yeah, to that animal examples I've used for 3 years, they were on the 20 mil floor. We're going to jump up to 22 mils this year because we're dropping valuation, but on 22 mils, we're collecting roughly $1,500 of property taxes on a $200,000 home. So if a $200,000 home is built in the district, we're going to gain $1,500 of property taxes. And if that house brings 2 kids, which a lot of the new homes in our district have, our young families moving in, they have kids in the district. If it brings 2 kids, then we're going to spend $15,000 to educate those 2 kids, and we're going to receive $1,500. So, if we build 3 or 4 other houses that don't have any kids, then you start to offset some of that. But that's been part of the challenge is that the new growth does not pay for itself because you do get some new money, but not enough to offset the increase in costs.
And the other analysis we did one time was that we cost out a kid from kindergarten through high school. And it was over $100,000 to educate that child, and we tried to figure out what the average property tax was for that time period, which was $24,000. And so it's quite a bargain that if you really look at what you're getting for the kid. And when they build a house with 2 kids or 3 kids coming in, you're a loser. I mean, it's just.
Well, I guess I'd just like to address the commission then. I mean, my thoughts on the analysis that Sean's presented. I mean, Sean's done a great job, and I think that, when you look at each one of these possible cost savings in a vacuum, I think, okay, well, perhaps it does present some cash flow savings. I mean, current cash expended could be reduced, but sort of my take on it is you really can't look at those items in a vacuum because, quite frankly, I think the cost savings of a lot of these items is close enough to break even where my own personal opinion perhaps would be that it might not be worth the effort given the other things that might be detrimental to the students attending school, that sort of thing. I think when you look at these items, none of which, quite frankly, sound very appetizing, I think that you run the risk of long-term reducing that enrollment, and I think the enrollment you're most likely to reduce are the students that are eligible to attend here, but are the ones that are attending, open enrollment or going somewhere else where it's directly to our detriment. So, I think when we look at each one of these and we say, well, perhaps that does offer some cost savings here for this current year, well, perhaps that's true. But if you look at what the effect might be on enrollment down the road and the other variables in place, which I think the commission is charged with looking at a certain time horizon to make sure that we get a sustainable plan. I just want all the commission members to sort of keep that in mind, that each one of these in a vacuum might look okay, but when you really consider all the variables that are in play, there's no telling what exactly the financial impact might be.
Well, I'm glad to see that the exercise did what I wanted it to do, and that was to generate some ideas, generate your own opinions, ask the questions, and use this to help formulate your own decisions on what we need to do later on. Dan was very correct when he said it's going to have a huge impact on the education of the district. And as Marcus said, although we do have the charging statutory duty to take a look at all the expenditures and revenues and try and make a decision from there what needs to be done to come up with a viable recovery plan. You can only do what you can afford, and you go from there. And again, you've got this information. You've heard from the superintendent and treasurer. You know the problems are going to cause.
think they have to look, just, you can't, I believe, my belief is, it's not just about the numbers, it's about the impact of the numbers. If we have to look at numbers, I believe we need to look at numbers where, frankly, we're going to get the biggest bang for the buck. Where you're going to perhaps reduce some expenditures, but not threaten future revenues or not threaten them as much. Or if you reduce certain expenditures, I would think that certain of the types of things that you might cut or change would be so drastic or be so involved that once things get better, and they will get better, it's going to be hard to reverse that. And there's going to be a cost in reversing it. So, I mean, there has to be some way to get all this in, you know, again, not look at them in a vacuum, but look at them in a total picture and the impact these cuts. I mean, as you were going through them, I was trying to add them up. You know, my mother told me, basic calculator ruined me, so I put it on the calculator. You know, they're not all these different things, all these different gymnastics, if we did them, don't really save all that much money. But yet, maybe have the potential to a lot of detriment to the schools in the long run. So,
again, with pencil and paper, I could go through and I could solve their problem right now.
right.
But they still have a school to run. And, you know, you need to be able to do that. And so it's going to be a fine balance there, as you said, there's going to be in a
I
vacuum.
think we may need to look at trying to do things that are going to, as it was said at the very beginning, it's a revenue problem, not a spending problem. It's going to try to increase the revenue. I'm sitting here just thinking if there's just some way to slow down or end this open enrollment. I mean, you know, I think how many students, why are they leaving? Because they don't want to pay $651 to play a sport, so they'll go to Clinton Massey where they pay $25 to play a sport. Is it about education or it's about paying for the sport? I mean, I just...
it's about all of those things.
I know it's about all of them.
And you're right on it. And, you know, when you start to look at, you know, the whole expense side of it, we're down to people. And now it's affecting programming. And I'm glad that you guys are having that conversation, at least listen to me today, as your superintendent and representing our Board of Education. You know, anything beyond this is just going to devastate. And we're crippled now, and I just wish, you know, I'm thankful that you listened to me today. I also know that, you know, I'm going to ask this, if there's any way possible by next month that we could possibly move our board, this board meeting back, or consider, don't have to talk to me about it, to 6 o'clock time frame, because I know there's a lot of people that are wanting to hear the same things that I'm talking to you about, that support our schools, parents especially, because I want them to hear exactly what we just talked